And folks, I love how we have these windows now because I would rather talk to you face to face than over this radio if I can. So anytime I'm outside the car spotting, hear the Russian green, and then we'll have our line. Awesome. Love it. Love it. All right. I'm going to get back up here with the lead Bronco, and we will get out onto our trail. Anytime we do stop on trails, go ahead and pull up nice and tight behind the Bronco in front of you. So if that lead Bronco is stopped, keep moving that line on forward all the way up, and by nice and tight, what I'm looking for is about 5 to 6 feet off of that rear bumper. So come on up just a little more, because what that does is allows this group that has accordioned out to just come back together. So that'll be perfect. Anytime we stop, just about that distance, that will work perfect, folks. All right, I'm going to jump in here. We're going to get moving. All right, folks. As we are going through here, make sure everybody sees that Bronco behind them and that we make those turns to what we call Interstate 40.
Kill copies. We're turning on to I-40 now.
Thank you so much. So, folks, the reason we call this I-40, this is our one-way in and out of our trail system here. So if you know much about Knoxville or the area around Knoxville, Interstate 40 runs right through the middle of it, which is then joined by I-75 and Interstate 81, running both north to south in different regions. So this is our Interstate 40 right now. So that's one of those things we have to just sort of be watching that radio as we're out on trail. Also for the folks to know where all the different trail guys are on the trail and where the vehicles are. Pretty quick. So once we get on there, we are going to use a G.O.A.T mode as we will try different ones of those throughout the day at different locations.
Very car safe.
All right, lead Bronco is making a left turn onto property line trail right now.
Kill copies.
Thank you, Tail Gunner. Appreciate that. All right, folks, as we're going through there, you may hear some of that brush scraping the underside of the vehicle. Remember, all our Badlands are protected, all the vital components underneath with skid plates, so that may sound worse than it actually is as you're going through there.
Tails made the turn on a proper line.
All right, thank you so much. So y'all are probably like, what's Corey talking about? This isn't hard. There's no big deal on this. Well, folks, we're about to get into a little bit of a rock garden up here. So, if we're going to get into a rock garden, do we have a GO.A.T mode in our Badlands that can help us with that? We do. So what I'm going to ask, we're going to stop here in the lead one for just a second, and everybody else pull up nice and tight behind the Bronco in front of them, and reach over to your GO.A.T mode dial and turn to the right. That will, if you look at your instrument cluster, that will pop up and show that you are going to go to rock crawl. That's a little pile of rocks. That indicator will show up in the instrument cluster once it has engaged. Down in the bottom, between the mileage and the distance to empty, you'll see those little rocks. It's also going to change the back screen a little bit. Each one has their own little screen to let you know with a quick glance that that is what mode you're in. Now, with us set up in there, if you look instrument cluster, you will see four-wheel drive and rear locking differential engage lock mode, basically saying that we're sending 50% of the power to the front of the vehicle and 50% of the power to the rear of the vehicle. All right, our first obstacle up here are some fairly decent-sized rocks. I'm going to get out and spot us up over those just to make sure. As you're entering into this section, there's a pretty large rock on the passenger side. If we drive up that and drop off the other side, we could do some damage to our door sill. So we want to just skirt by that on the driver's side of the trail as we're going through there. And then next up, there's one right in the middle of the trail. That's the one I'm going to spot you over, make sure we're in the right position to get over that. Come on up just a little bit. Let's go to the driver's side a little bit more.
Go that way just a smidge, right there, yep. Hold that line with it and keep coming forward. Nope, keep it turned, right there, keep coming. Nice and steady, nice and steady. Looking good, nice and steady, and now turn to me just a little. There we go, keep coming forward now. Slow and steady, go back passenger just a little bit, yep, there. Beautiful. Rob, hold where you are right there. Everybody else bunch up as tight as you can back through right there in the front. That's what we're looking for. Nice job, nice job. Awesome. Coming on up.
You good?
Didn't sound good to me.
So we've got our parking brake switch that some of us found for the first time today, right? To be honest, we know you did. And just behind it is another button that has a hand with a circle and some exclamation points around it. Does anybody know what that button does? I don't know. Awesome. So what does it do for us?
When you and you are stopped, you can take, if that is pressed, you can take your foot off the brake, and it looks like you're stopped with your engaged with your brake lights on.
Correct. So once you've applied the brake and come to a complete stop, it will maintain and hold that even though you pull your foot off the brake. It will give you a little green indicator in the top left-hand corner of your instrument cluster telling you that it is engaged. As soon as you press the accelerator, that will release and allow you to drive off. Now, that could be somewhat helpful off-road in some situations. Maybe you've come to a stop on a hill. You could use that for that situation as you're trying to get re-going again. Now, we wouldn't want to use it all the time because what will happen is that brake, you'll press the brake and come to a stop, and then you're trying to hold the brake and overpower it with the throttle just a little bit, and the vehicle doesn't want to release that brake like it's supposed to because you're confusing it with all these different inputs. So now, what we like to call that off-road is that is sort of your hill hold assist button. Turn that on when you're on a hill, and you need to have that brake there so that you don't roll back. So it's a great feature, great item to have and be able to use on-road or off-road. right, team. Great job through here. Notice some of these trees are tight. So then we are doing what? We're thinking about our spatial awareness, right? All day long, we're thinking about how wide we are, how tall we are, where the front of our vehicle is, and where the back of the vehicle is as we go around these trees. Team, we've come to a split in the trail. We're going to take the left-hand fork as we are heading out through this trail system. So you heard me call this trail property line trail when we started it. So here in just a few seconds, or maybe a few minutes from where you are, we're going to run into a section of the trail that actually runs onto another person's property. So they were nice enough to let us continue to use the trail going through there and not have to cut a new trail. And I'm thankful for that, because that way we do not have to do more damage to the terrain, or not damage, but we didn't have to cut another trail as we go through there. Part of those tread lightly principles you heard me talking about earlier today. We want to disturb the environment that we're driving in as little as possible while we're out there. We know some disturbance is going to happen, and if that does, as good stewards of that land, we need to do what? We need to go back and correct that. So if we happen to spin a bunch of tires and dig a bunch of rocks out, the proper and correct thing to do is to make sure that we put that stuff back where it was. So it's all part of tread line. It's all part of being outdoors and off-road, making sure we have the access to the places we want to be able to drive. Tail Gunner, will you let me know once you guys have gotten past that little dip after the left turn? All right, lead Bronco stop for just a second, because I want to talk about another technology once everybody's gotten through that dip. So if the tail gunner will let me know once they've made it through that little dip there at the back.
We are through the dip.
Awesome, folks. So in our go mode dial, just to the top left, you will see a button that looks like a Bronco Sport up some rough terrain with a speedometer above it. Top left corner, press that button for me. That is known as trail control. So trail control is basically off-road cruise control or slow speed cruise control. So from 1 to 20 miles an hour, we can set that speed at 1 mile an hour increments. What we're going to do right now is go to the left-hand side of our steering wheel where the RES button on the cruise control buttons are, and press that button up to the set plus direction. When you... that vehicle does need to be in drive also for that to work. So when we push up on that RES button, it will show a green speedometer, and a green speed will pop up above your mileage or odometer on the vehicle. Ours is showing 1 right now because we pressed it 1 time. We're going to press it again to 2, and then 1 more time to 3. At that point, if you do nothing else, when you take your foot off the brake and off the gas, the vehicle is going to accelerate up to 3 miles an hour, and then it is going to apply the brakes to maintain 3 miles an hour. So this next little section of trail, I want everybody to try that feature in the vehicle. So we're set at 3. We're going to take our foot off the brake, start driving forward. The vehicle's going to accelerate to that. Once you get a little bit of space between the vehicles, let it go. But you press the brake, so it went back to 1. So you don't have to stop. You can do it while you're moving. You can adjust that speed while you're moving. If you do press the brake, wherever you release your foot off the brake is the speed that it's going to stay at. Because you told it 3 miles an hour was too fast because you pressed the brake and slowed back down. So, and that's good. If you press the brake, it is going to slow you down. If you press the accelerator, it's going to accelerate even faster than the speed you're set, but as soon as you come off of that accelerator, it is going to return to that speed at which you set it. So that is the ABS system applying the brake to the wheels that it sees that it needs to apply the brake to keep us at that speed, slowly and controlled moving forward. Now, you're probably like, well, Corey, why wouldn't we just do that all the time to stay moving through different rock gardens and different obstacles? Well, for one reason, we can't set it below 1 mile an hour. And most of those rock gardens that we were just driving through, we probably were doing no more than half a mile an hour. 1 mile an hour through some of those is going to create that suspension bounce, compression, and we're going to lose our ground clearance. So this is a great feature to be used at different times, of course, trail dependent and obstacle that you're driving on dependent. One of the places I love to use it, and one of the places we will use it again this afternoon, is going down hills. And I'll talk about that when we get to a fairly large downhill that we're going to use it on. That way everybody will have a good understanding of what it's doing for us as we're going through there.
Corey, this is Nate.
Go for Corey.
Roger, sir. You want to meet me on Trail Guide?
10-4. Looking good right there. I love it. Yeah, still using our trail control as we're going through here. Folks, just watch for some of those sharp rocks. As again, as I said, up here in the lead vehicle, I'm putting us in the best route that I can to get through there so that we don't get those in any of our sidewalls. So if we can try and follow as we go through, everything hopefully will be good. Nobody will get a lesson in how to change a tire on a Bronco Sport in the woods. How's everybody feeling so far with that trail control on? Do we like it, or do we want to have control with our left foot and right foot on the pedals?
Mode.
Oh, I like the way we're thinking. Does it use our brakes more and wear them out more? Absolutely. Why? Because it's applying the brake. Now, if we're left foot driving, doing it properly, we would probably use less of the brake pad as we're doing this because we're not applying as aggressively as the vehicle does when we're going through there. So again, where technology is great, sometimes learning the driving technique can be better. All right, folks, as we go through here, we did go the low point in that rut as we're going through there, and we're coming up on some rocks. I love the line that we're using right now, coming back, using those rocks and putting those rocks under the vehicle. Beautiful driving through here. I have all the control that we need to get us through that obstacle. All right, folks, we're coming to another fork in the trail. We're going to take the left fork again, and at this fork, we will, I'm going to get out and spot us through a little location here. It's a drop down a hill, fairly steep, and then into a creek crossing.
Passenger on your left. Move back.
Yep, there we go. Keep coming. Nice and steady. Slow and controlled. I love that. I love it. Yes. Nice and steady. Looking good. Looking good. Hold that line. Keep coming.
Driver's side tires on top of some of those rocks gives us just that extra help with clearance, and we get through there without touching our approach angle as we are crossing the next creek crossing.
I like that green color too.
Nice job. Looking good back through there, team. I love it. Now, speed, of course, is going to change that as we go through there. If we go too fast, as we come into that bank on the other side, of course, our suspension is going to compress due to the weight of the vehicle pushing down. If we come in that just a little too fast, we might touch the bottom at that point. So, again, speed is always determined by the obstacle. Some flat ground, we can go faster, of course. Dips and breakover angles and all that we need to concern with are always going to be slow down, slow a little bit more. I'd rather you go slower than you think you need to, because then we're definitely not going to bottom out if we're going slower as we go through there. It gives you a chance to react and a chance to make a better decision as we're driving through those different dips of these creeks. All right, team, looking good as we're coming through there. I'm loving this. This is just a great day ride in the National Forest here almost, right? Look at all this beautiful scenery. As you go through here, because it is a little deep, it has started to dry out just a bit, so you may hear some of those those noises underneath, again, skid plates, it's just a little bit of mud touching underside, no big deal. This is a really neat little section of trail. Also, you'll notice on some of the trees that the barbed wire that was used to block off this field that we're heading to has grown, or the trees have grown through it. So these roads and these trails were from the original family, they used these as a forestry. So they came in, cut the trees, and brought it out. So these are all logging roads for that. And then the field that we're heading to was one of the first fields that the grandfather cleared, actually great-grandfather of the family, 5 generations now that have been here, that he cleared and helped clear to run cattle on many, many years ago. At the bottom of this next dip, there is a pretty large hole on the right-hand side, so we just want to skirt to the driver's side, stay out of that large hole as we're going through there.
Josh, Corey.
Go for Corey, Josh.
We are clearing up into the woods so we can have our recovery talk. Tyson's on the backside, coming back through Elmer, so you're clear to go through.
10-4. All right, folks, I know, let's breathe for a second, right? It's a little clearer. We're out in the open field, right? Absolutely. So we're going to come around through here. We're going to stop down here in just a second. I want to talk about one thing since we've been driving through all these creeks and all this, and then we will jump out into what we are calling Elmer's Meadow and head out and see what these vehicles can do at a little bit faster pace than the 3-4 miles an hour we've been driving at. And that's a good look at a herd of Broncos going through the field. Group, everybody pull in nice and tight behind the one in front of you. If you want to double up, I'm okay with that. We can do 2 lines of 4, and then we'll have everybody hop out and come up here real quick to talk about the obstacles. So remember that park and brake procedure when you come to a stop, and then we will walk over here to our creek crossing, and I want to talk a little bit about that. I know we've already done a bunch of them, but I just want to make sure we understand all the processes that we're going through as I was doing that. So. We're going to bring these 4 across into Little Elmer's. Is that okay? 10-4. Not this way, sorry. We're blocking it. Broncos that are going to watch us come through here. So nice and steady. Love that line. Nice and wide. Stay on wide just a little bit longer. Yep. Keep coming. Nice and steady. Yep. Keep coming straight ahead. Straight ahead. Keep coming. A lot of brake as we ease down.
Oh, this dude. Oh, God, did crash.
Give me a little more passenger now, just a touch passenger. Right there, sir, come on up. Nice job. Good driving, good control. Beautiful. Coming on down, looking good, sir.
Way more.
So if you don't mind, I'd roll those windows up, use that air conditioning, and that'll keep you from having to breathe some of that dust in. There's a recirculation button. If you want to use that, that will just circulate the air inside the cabin so you don't bring in the dust from outside. All right, team, we are ready to go. Hopefully everyone else is. We're going to take off, and we'll get up to that 15 attention. All right, folks, let's do this. So folks, as you're out here, you may see some paths that aren't quite well worn as our path. So look for that well worn path if you lose track of that car in front of you and can't see where they are. Lead vehicle is now entering a pretty tight section in between some trees. There are some roots here also, so we want to be careful going across those. It is a sharp uphill and then a sharp right-hand turn into a downhill. Once we've gone down that hill, we will go up another small hill. It becomes a blind crossing. We're going straight across. It will dip over a road, go straight across. Do not drive towards the old house. There's some spooky things in there we want to stay away from. All right, team, lead vehicle's getting in a little flatter area, so we're getting that speed back up a little bit. Looking good back there, team. Nice job, everybody. Pretty large hill climb. We want to give it enough throttle at the bottom to get up, but not so much that we're spinning tires, just enough to keep moving. Looking good, everybody. Climbing up that hill, a little bit of a dip, so be aware of that. Of course, when you come down that hill on the backside, there's a little bit of a approach angle that we need to keep in concern as we come down. Don't want to compress that suspension too much and bottom out that front air dam. Sport Team, awesome through there for our first lap. If you're going to change drivers, when you get back here where everyone is starting to stop, go ahead and come to a stop, change those drivers, and we'll do one more lap. Again, I will be calling out things as we're driving, so keep that in mind. If you hear it, go ahead and prepare for that. Lead vehicle is coming up to that tight section through the trees with the roots and the hill climbs and some switchback corners, so just keep that in mind. Slow down for those. Up and over and back down. Beautiful, beautiful. Looking good back there, team. Beautiful, looking good through their team. That is awesome.
Doing great.
I hate when I can't see. Okay. Team, that hill climb there, up and around and through the trees. Nice job, everybody. Looks like these Broncos are running wild out in the pasture, right? Out in the fields, loving it. Nice job, everybody. Down the back side of that hill when you do, a little bit of a dip at the bottom there, so slow it down just at the appropriate speed so we don't bottom out. not had that competition. So just out here having a good time, seeing what the vehicles can do. Awesome job, team. That is awesome. Everybody pull it nice and tight. Just hold there for a second. Yeah, Corey.
Put this in your bag actually, so it doesn't move around.
We'll circle up here in the shade so that we swing just a little to the driver's side to make that turn as we head down into this creek to get lined up for it. Rob, hold right there, buddy. That should be good. We might have to have you roll forward just one more, but that looks good right now.
Looking good, team. Nice job. Nice driving. Nice driving. Coming on down.
we come through these creek crossings again, remember, just shine to one side or the other. And that'll help us get a little bit more clearance to get over that stuff. Nice job through there in the lead vehicle. Hopefully everybody else can make it through nice and smooth too. Again, folks, I know we've been doing a lot. It's getting a little later in the day. Don't get too complacent in watching for things. So sometimes that's when flat tires happen, because we're not paying attention to everything around us. I know this is mentally taxing. It's a strain on our systems while we're focusing so hard on all this. So don't let it catch up to you too late or too early. Let it give you a good night's rest tonight, but stay focused right now. Folks, another creek crossing with a little bit of a hill climb after it. Watch those large boulders. We're staying a little more to the driver's side as we go up through here. Helps give us a little bit extra pickup and nice and steady on that. Beautiful, looking good here. If you would like a spot, I'll be more than happy to spot you up through here. Actually, I think that might just be a good idea. I'm going to hop out and spot you guys through there. Looking good. Come on forward right there. Love that line. Go a little more to the driver's side for me right there. Keep coming. Yep, that's perfect. Hold that right there and keep coming. Nice and steady. Oh, I love it. Yes. Looking good. Looking good. Just a touch more to the driver. Yep. Right there. Slow and steady as we come up. Just enough momentum to...
Coming past you on your right.
Right there. Coming up, slow and steady. There it is, right there. Coming up. Nice job. Beautiful.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
There we go. Beautiful. Keep going, Bronco. Next one up. Nice and steady. Slow. Get a little more passenger. Up driver. My bad. Come on board now, right there.
I think I'm on something.
Okay, let's back up real quick. Very gently, just go backwards and stud. Hold right there. Now let's go driver and ease forward. There we are. Now back to the back. And come forward. Not that much. Right there. Keep coming. Standing on that throttle. There it goes. Nice. Yes. Beautiful. Back towards me just a little. And now back to the driver's side just a little. Nice job. Slow down. Stay stronger, just a little longer. Yep. Now, go
on the passenger side sticking out. So what we have done is gone far to the driver's side to put our tire down in the bottom of that ditch, several inches away from those sharp rocks poking out. So if you can follow that line, that lead one set, the next one will be good through there. Folks, if you have any question, please feel free to ask for that spot. I will get out and help spot you through there. But guys, you are killing it so awesome through here. I think you can see those rocks and understand what I mean by sliding to the side where we don't get those sharp rocks into the sidewall. All right, so we had a question up here about angles. I know we talked about that a little bit earlier. If you scroll through your information center on your instrument cluster, it will give you your different screens, and one of those is your pitch and roll, and it will show you the angles at which you are driving, whether we're leaning to the side or climbing up or down a hill. It will give you those angles that you're currently driving at. Again, folks, some of those sharper rocks on the passenger side, just setting a good line through there, watching those rocks. coming through there. A couple of roots sticking out in some places through there, so be careful of those also. While they won't most likely pop a tire, you may feel them rub a tire and push you sideways or something like that as you're going around some of those tighter turns. Lead vehicle is taking a left at the fork on the trail here. We're heading off a property line trail onto a trail that we call Moonshine.
Tail copies that turn. We'll let you know when we turn.
Thank you, Tail Gunner. All right, folks. We're going to get everybody pulled up here nice and tight. I've got one more obstacle that's sort of a multi-thing that's going to happen here for us. And I want to talk about it real quick before we do that. So if everybody will, once you get to a point that you can stop, pull up nice and tight as you can by the one in front of you, and then we'll come up here to the lead vehicle one more time, and we want to talk about what's in front of us on the trail.
Lead from tail. We made the left turn.
Awesome. Everybody just keep moving up as slow and possible as you can. All right, team, nice and smooth and controlled as we're coming up through here. Just look for my hand signals, and I will get you up this hill nice and controlled.
Right there. Stay with that throttle. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Yep. Nice job. Nice job. Beautiful. Next Bronco up. Come on up.
Right there.
Looking good. Stay on that throttle. Keep going.
All right, everybody, slow and controlled as we come through here. You're going to get real close to a tree. Please trust me. I am not going to drive you into this tree. I just want you to be close. Next vehicle up, come on up, yep. Keep that line moving forward, nice and steady. Looking good, looking good.
Oh my God.
Keep coming, nice and steady, don't turn yet, keep coming, turn. All the way. Nice job, nice job. Coming on board, next Bronco up. Let's keep moving, nice and steady. Looking good, looking good. Love it, next top right there, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, love that line. Keep coming, slow and steady. Yep.
Next Bronco, come on down. Go a little more on that driver's side. Here we're scrubbing just a little. Yep, beautiful. Looking good, everybody coming down that steep hill. Rob, when we get all the way to the bottom, just keep going because we got to stack 7 vehicles up behind you, sir. Copy you. Oh, man, you should have picked up the radio. Hands on the steering wheel right now. I'm kidding. You got this. Looking good, team. Loving this. This is awesome.
Great technology in the vehicle,
but we have to know how to use it properly. Oh, Rob, hold there. I think we want to go straight, not right.
and I may just be seeing it, Rob. I'm not sure from up here. I'm about 100 yards from you from best guess, so I may be seeing it wrong through the shadows. You may be on the right path, but I know it does split right. Oh, no, you're on the right path. Yep, keep moving just a little further. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Nice. I love this. This is so awesome. For those down on the bottom in the low portion, go ahead and turn that trail control off and go ahead and go back to that left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas, giving that control back to you, not relying on the vehicle so much at that point. And we've got one more little thing up here I'm going to spot you through because it's about a 2.5 to maybe 3 foot deep hole, and if we don't put that under the center of the car as we drive down it, it's going to change things a little bit. So, and by change things, I mean we will be missing bumpers off of the back of the vehicle when we slide off of it. So, that being said, one last little challenge to keep that lined up, and then we will be heading back to base camp because, believe it or not, folks, our day is almost done out on the trails. We still have dinner for you, though, back at base camp. Rob, that should be far enough there, sir.
Fair enough.
That means a tree versus ripping a bumper off. We'll touch a tree with a mirror.
Fair enough.
Beautiful. Come on down, folks. Come on down. Nice job.
Next Bronco, keep moving. Come on down. Come on down. So, folks, we went high there because there's a stump further down the trail that we don't have enough breakover angle to clear. So what I did was choose to go a little high, keep that stump below us on the passenger side, and we don't end up catching anything on the underside of the vehicle.
right, folks, looking good. We will make that right turn off of that trail back onto what is known as Outer Skirts Trail.
Tail has made it through the creek.
Thank you.
Tail's made the turn onto I-40.
Thank you, sir. All right, team. Awesome job today. You guys have been rock stars out here, killing it. Of all the groups I've done here so far, and a lot in Texas, I'll be honest, you guys have picked up that 2-foot driving a lot better than a lot of them. So I don't know if I'm getting better as an instructor, if it's just you guys were really good drivers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you guys were really good drivers. So again, folks, thanks for coming out and spending the day with me. I've had a blast with you. It's been a great day learning about the Bronco Sport, all the technology in it, all the cool features that it has, all that kind of good stuff. And again, if you've got any questions or anything like that, once we get back to base camp, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. And don't forget that we do have to sign these vehicles back out to us. So once we get there, stay in the vehicle, leave it running, give me a chance to get to you. We'll sign it back out to you. If anyone needs to disappear and run to the restroom, I understand. Make that run. Handle that, and then we can meet up either inside or back out at the car to make that signature after that inspection, just to make sure we've got everybody signed off. Again, folks, I truly appreciate a great day out here. I didn't have to change a tire today, so that was awesome. Great job, everybody. Had a great time with you guys. just follow that lead Bronco around. We're going to line up everybody here on the outside of these 2 and 4 door Broncos, and then, like I said, remain in that vehicle for just a little bit longer. Let me sign you out, and then you're welcome to go inside, have some dinner, do a little more shopping, whatever you would like to do. And again, thank y'all for spending the day with me. Really enjoyed it.